Oh my god. Jump scare. Oh my god. Huh? Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm here. Never fear. For I am here. Hello. Hi. Hi. Welcome back. Welcome back. What? Oh. Hello, hello. Oh, I have to get myself situated. I don't know what's going on. I need to get this, and then I need to move this, and then I need to put this over here. Hey, hi. Hello. I actually just saw your comment on my video. So, that's why. Why do I look like that? Why do I look like that? Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. All right, sure. You look nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. I tried my best today. I really did. I really did. Cause I just want love. I can't. Butchered. Sorry, keonhee. Cause I just want love. I just want love. There you go. Da, da, da. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, hi. What if I give you artificial love? If I wanted artificial love, I would have put that in the title. Artificial love. I hate to tell you, I have a song for almost everything. Okay. We're getting karaoke this time. That's because that's what the title is. I don't know if anyone knows what the title is supposed to mean, but it's a song. And I was thinking about it. I thought about doing like titling it Soho's solo song because I like that song as well, but I just thought this one would be cooler. Ah, there's a hair in my eye. I'm gonna die. There's a hair in my eye. Lovey-dovey stuff. Yeah, you know. Cause I just want love. I just want love. There you go. Da da da. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How was work? Work was okay, actually. It was. Oh my god. Can I complain about work today? Let me just complain about work because I feel like I can sometimes, okay? So, what? Okay. So, hit it. Okay. Overall, work was really fine. It was busy today, which is strange, but I guess maybe I get it. So I work at a place where we get busier in the summertime because we're kind of a tourist destination, kind of. And so it's, you know, the beginning of the summertime. We're also having a big event this weekend. So the traffic's picking up. Um it seems to get you tired. Honestly, it's just cuz it's a long day. It's just a long day. Ah! Um anyways, what was I saying? The traffic seems to get or picks up around this time of the year, especially. So it's like we're all prepared. Like we know that because like I've worked at this job for a little over a year. So last summer, it was kind of like my first summer experiencing the traffic flow of this place. So this summer I'm like prepared, okay? I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. Hey, hi. I'm talking about my day today because it was kind of crazy. Um, and so, right, like it's getting busy. It's getting busy. But today was a day where it rained all day, like surprisingly. So what's been happening over the last couple of days is that it would rain in the morning and then it would get sunny in the afternoon, like really nice out. But today was like the one day of the week where it rained all day. And I pretty much also where I work is like in the middle of nowhere. So like you have to act like make the conscious decision to visit where I work. And so like driving in the rain, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people wouldn't want to do that. But despite that, like there were a lot of people that came in today. I'm like, okay. Again, like I said, I know it's getting busy. However, the main part I think of today that I just was not a fan of, um, artificial love is like diet drinks. Eventually, your body's gonna need real sugar, but hey, it's better than nothing. Okay, true. All right. Is that why anyways, rain gang? Yeah, I had nothing but heat all day. Bro, I'm actually excited. So it's gonna be hot this weekend, which I'm excited for because I'm about to spend all weekend outside. So at least it's not gonna be rain, right? Um, anyways, so overall, it was a good day, except for this morning for the first like 2, 3 hours of my shift and getting to work. Getting to work. So it takes me from my house, it takes me 30 minutes to get from my house to my job. All right, don't ask. I live in the middle of nowhere. And so because it was raining today, for some reason everyone felt like they had to go 40 miles an hour. I'm like, it's not raining that bad. The roads aren't that wet. Like, you're gonna be fine. You can go 10 miles more. Okay. So everyone's going 40 miles an hour. And me, because like I know it takes me 30 minutes to get to work, but I also leave at a certain time so that like it'll take me 30 minutes and I'll get there right before the store opens. And sometimes we all start at the same time, which is the time the store opens. Sorry. Sorry. So sometimes I get there first and I have to open the store. It's just whoever gets there first has to open the store. So sometimes I get there first, all right? And so I've tried to map it out to where I leave and get to the store like a few minutes before we have to open so that way, just it just makes sense. But everyone's going 40 miles an hour. I'm like, okay, I get you're scared, but like some of us have places to be. All right. And but on the other hand of that is like not only is like everyone going 40 miles an hour, for some reason everyone has places to be at the same time I'm trying to go to work. And I only say this because most of the time it's like fairly um calm, not busy when I'm going to work. Bro, I'm trying not to yawn. It's like usually not busy. Like I'll always maybe come across like a total of like I'll say max 8 to 10 cars is who I'll like come across on my way to work. So for some reason today, not only is it downpouring, okay, the roads are wet, everyone's going 40 miles an hour, but everyone has somewhere to be all of a sudden on this Thursday morning. And so not only am I stuck behind like 5 cars going like incredibly slow, I can't pass them either because there's people coming constantly on the other side. So I'm like, it's making me just a little bit like irritated because I'm like, bro, I just want to get to work. Okay. I don't want to be stuck behind all these people. This is insane. And so, anyways, that usually happens though. So I was like, well, whatever. I'll get to work. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. I get to work, or and I get there a few minutes late because, like I said, everyone is in my way. I get a few minutes late and I go to open the store because I'm the first one here too. And I'm like, I'm 3 minutes late and I'm the first one at the store. I have to open the store quick. So I'm opening the store. I'm like frantically going around and I open the front door and there's 3 people waiting outside. I'm like, but also fair because again, if we're 3 minutes past opening, I guess I get it. Now, this is also weird because people don't usually arrive right at 10 o'clock, right when we open the store. So I'm like, the fact that it's today that people are out here waiting for the store to be open, I'm like, okay. It's like, well, All right, and so I frantically opened the door. I'm like, "Come on in, everyone, come on in." Um, so they come in, and but they look like they're like meeting somebody, which is usual for where I work. So I ask them, "Are you here to meet someone?" They're like, "Yeah, we're here to meet the director." So I'm like, "Okay, well, like I'll let her know." And so I text my director, and she lets me know she's on the way. So I have three people sitting in the store, and I'm like frantically trying to open the store, open the till, and I'm like getting everything ready, turning on the music. I'm like, God, I'm all rushed. This is insane. Um, and so I'm like all over the place. All right. Hold on, I'm missing all your, I'm so sorry. 100 miles an hour, you either get there quick or don't get there at all. Okay, that's kind of my logic, all right? Like, I'm either gonna get to work or I'm not. Anyways, what a pain the day you want to make a good time with people all over. Well, see, it's like I leave at that time anyways, like from my house, and it doesn't, I hardly ever come across that problem. Like, I'll usually always get there at a reasonable time. It's just a day like today, apparently everyone wants to go incredibly slow. Um, Work was tough today. Yeah, see, I started to realize after the morning that I had. Okay, let me finish the morning that I had. So I have three people in the store. I'm like finished like opening activities. The other problem, okay, is that we hired summer interns. So normally we're a very small business. Um, Throughout the year, there's only been three of us that work in this specific part of the entire place. And it's been working so far, but the summer gets busy. So we've hired two summer interns to like just help out around the house. And one of our interns started this week. And so I gave up my spot so that she could sit there. And I was like, well, I'll just go sit in a new place. Like, I don't mind too much. Like, I'm usually all over the store, anyways. Like, I don't need a specific spot to sit. She can sit in my spot. So I have given up my spot for the summer. I'm sitting somewhere else. However, I'm also sitting in like a weird kind of location. It's like a makeshift location, anyways. And we have this system in the store where people can sell us their things, but it's things that they have um like they have to make them themselves. Like it can't be something that somebody else made, and like we're not a thrift store. We're like an arts and crafts store. Okay? And so people can bring in their things that they make themselves to sell to us, and like we'll buy them. And an issue that we've been having is um we're very overstocked on a lot of our inventory. And so we've been trying to sort of limit what we buy from people. And we've been telling a lot of people like, well, what, just wait for us to call you. That way, we can kind of control our inventory. And we're also like trying to help you as well the best that we can. Now, this morning we had somebody who didn't call at all, made up a story about talking to somebody, one of like the managers, earlier this week, and had all his stuff laid out where I sit. And so not only, right, it's like now this guy's stuff is all in my way. I can't sit down. And so I'm like, okay, well, I can't sit where I used to sit because none of my stuff is there anymore. Um, and the intern's about to come in, so like I can't sit in her spot. But I can't sit in my new makeshift spot because this dude's stuff is all in my way. So now I'm like lost and confused. All right. And while this is happening, okay, this is what I mean by I had a busy morning. A group of like 35 people come in at the same time. 35 people are now in our store. And I'm like, it's like 15 minutes past when we opened. Like I'm still kind of disheveled from what's going on right now. So now I'm like all just overwhelmed. Like everything's just I don't know. It started making me mad. I was having a bad morning, I'll be honest with you. Um Anyways, all of this stuff happened in the first hour of me being at work. All right. And so after that, I think things definitely started to calm down, started to fall into place. But I just was like, why is this all happening in the 2 hours that I like left my house and then got to work? Like, it was an insane morning. That's all I'm gonna say. Sorry, I'm busy yapping. I live in the city, but work is far away. See, I'm like the opposite. I live out of the city that I work in. That's why it takes me 30 minutes to get there. Um, yeah, intern, aka free labor. No, that's literally what it is. That's also kind of what we've been thinking is like if we just assign the intern the stuff like I don't want to say the lazy stuff, but sort of more of the simpler stuff, you know, then we can kind of just chill and hang out. What? Bro trying to climb the corporate ladder. Honestly, I don't really care to. I hate to say, okay? I like the position that I have now. Because it's super flexible and I don't have to deal with all of the like things that come with management. Uh, Now I will say, I do work with I work with my pal, so the one that like I travel everywhere with. We work together at the same place. Um and she's a manager. So, it's like I see enough of her job to be like I don't want that. I I'm like you got this. You got this, girl. You can do this. They're stealing for sure. No, no. The guy's stuff wasn't worth anything. Yeah, so the thing is like this guy, he makes good stuff. So like that's kind of the I don't know how much I want to expose, but that's like the premise of where I work is we buy a lot of handmade arts and crafts, okay? Um and this guy like he has good work, like you know, we regularly buy a lot of his stuff. It's just at this point in time, like at today and for like the next couple of weeks, it's like we have to be very selective on what we buy and what we take in for our inventory. And that's kind of why we try to like talk with people first and then, you know, schedule them to come in like when we want them to and not for them to just show up out of nowhere. And so it was kind of weird in that aspect that he just kind of was like, here's all my stuff. You guys need to buy it, which is strange. I told my friend to ask my crush out for me. He said IDK. Wait, your friend said IDK or your crush said IDK? Meetings 24/7. Yes, luckily I do not have meetings. Okay, let me explain something about my job. I've said what my job is, okay? So I work in social media and marketing. Like that's my job title where I work. Now the crazy thing is like I work for a very small organization. So before me in my job didn't exist at this place. It was like kind of it was rolled into like another position we have. Um but it wasn't like a priority, but over the last like year, especially with like management changes and stuff, um they've they wanted to like sort of increase their social media presence and marketing. So, lucky for me, I was hired on as the social media and marketing um, person. But because I'm the only one working in social media and marketing for this organization or for our department, okay, I don't have meetings or anything because who am I meeting with? Myself? You know, like I don't have any like formal meetings or anything like that. So lucky me. Sometimes I'll meet with like, you know, like our director. Um, I would say the manager, but again, that's my pal. And if I have like a question or anything, I just go straight up to her and I'm like, we need to have a conversation. But it's never serious. It's always just kind of like, here's an idea I have, or here's like a concern I have, whatever. At the end of class, he was hanging out with a girl and high fived her, which he never does. What? Because he had a big it was all over your spot. Yes, that's also why I was just a little mad. I just wanted to sit down and do my morning it's like my morning routine. I like pull up my email, I pull up like our online orders list, and then I pull up like the calendar and I like kind of get settled in for the morning. Except I didn't have time to do that this morning because everyone was in my way. Everyone's in my way, okay? I just wanted them to get out of my way. That was all. Looks like your crush found their soulmate? That's sad. Why would you say it like that? I feel like, what? You want to what? Can you, oh my god. Can you imagine? What if your crush, imagine, just imagine it with me, okay? We're not gonna say that happens or will happen, but imagine your crush finds the love of their life. I think I would agree. I would agree because I would probably want to do the same thing. Like, I guess I'm happy for you, but why isn't the love of your life me? Like, what the heck? So, you know what? Maybe I get it. Oh, hi, Marlene. I'm so sorry. I think I skipped when you said hello. Or did I? I swear, I know you're here. I know you're here, I swear. It's just, I love complaining. So if anyone lets me complain about something I want to complain about, I will not only complain about it, but yap about it too. So somebody asked how my day was, and I'm like, this is the perfect time to complain about the day that I had. So, so that's why I've been yapping about my morning. Literally been friends with him for so long. What? No! No. I don't think so. You know what? I'm so glad you're on the Soho train with me. Okay. I appreciate you. I don't think Soho will find another rockin' bangs better than you. Okay. True. I'm just kidding. That actually happened to me. I had a crush on this girl and she had a crush on someone else. No. That's always sad. That's always sad. Though, okay, I had this experience one time. It's actually really crazy when I look back on it. So in high school, which is insane. Okay, let me just talk about this, all right? So in high school, I actually switched high schools like in the middle of high school. So like I spent a year and a half at one high school and then I spent the next 2.5 years at a different one, which I ultimately graduated from. And so the high school I transferred to, the start of my junior year, for some reason, I think I had a class with this guy, but I developed like this, I don't want to call it an insane crush because it was kind of like one of those ones where like it's like I would see him and I would be like, oh my god, it's my crush, you know, like, oh Jesus. Or like every time we would like look at each other, I would look away really awkwardly. We never talked because I didn't want to talk to him. And I don't think he wanted to talk to me. Or like, I don't want to talk to him because I was scared. I don't think he wanted to talk to me because he probably didn't know me like that. Like, you know. Anyways, I had a crush on this guy. Okay, he was a grade younger than me. But I will have you know we were the same age. We were the same age. Um, so he was a grade below me, and for some reason, I developed a crush on him like a month into my junior year, and then had a crush on him until I graduated high school. Hello? That's like almost 2 years that I had a crush on this guy. I did not talk to him at all. I never talked to him in person. I think I tried to message him one time on Facebook or something, and like he's like we had a very brief conversation, and then he stopped talking to me. I was like, oh. I'm like, okay. And like in my mind at the time, I don't know what I wanted the outcome to be because even though I had a crush on him, I do think that I don't like I didn't want to date him ultimately, which is strange because that's why you have crushes on people. But looking back, I think that's also why I never tried to initiate anything or try to like pursue it more because I didn't really want to date him either. Maybe I just liked having a crush on somebody. Not sure. Anyways, so years pass. Okay, many years pass. And I think if I try to remember, it might have been I was definitely an adult, okay? Uh maybe 4 years ago. Maybe 3. It's 2025 or 4 or 2. in the last 2 to 4 years, okay, all of a sudden, okay, like my crush went away after high school because I stopped seeing him, and I don't know, I was just off living my life, and I was like, whatever, kind of forgot about him. Um, Time passes, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I think he added me on Facebook. I'm pretty sure. And so I was like, oh my God, oh yeah, I remember this guy because I had a crush on him for 2 years. And so I added him back, but it wasn't in like any kind of romantic, like I want to pursue anything kind of way. It was just kind of like, oh, I just remember this guy. And like we went to high school together, kind of sort of. Let me just add him back. So I added him back, and then he messaged me immediately and told me to add him on Snapchat, or like, to want to have like a conversation, whatever. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like sure, like we can catch up, whatever. Because I'm pretty sure at some point in high school, or maybe it was after high school, I did tell him that I liked him, and he was just like, okay. I'm pretty sure. And because I do remember the conversation we had a few years ago, um, he brought that up, and he was like, remember when you used to have a crush on me? I was like, why would you start with that? I'm like, yes, I do remember. But I kind of like, I was trying to laugh it off because I didn't want him to like be act strange about it. Like I didn't want him to like think anything weird. I'm like, yeah, I used to have a crush on you, but like now I don't. Like, time has passed, and like, you know, that was back, it was just high school, whatever. But what talking more with him, I realized, which is so funny when I think about it. Like as we started talking more, um, he like then started trying to like flirt with me, like slash hit on me, okay? And when I tell you, I hate to tell it was definitely like an ego boost because back in high school I knew he didn't like me. He didn't like me, and he didn't want to say that he didn't like me. Okay, so he kind of just was like being really dodgy. But now all of a sudden, all right, now I'm glowing up, all right, I'm becoming a beautiful young lady. And he all of a sudden is like, "Oh, well, I think you're pretty now." And I'm like, "Thank you, first of all. Second of all, I don't like that you like think that now and didn't think that back then." Like, I don't know. Hey, how's your night go? I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm yapping too much. I'm gonna ruin our manifesting. We're dying alone. No. Give me my daily delusional pill, period. I feel bad. There's a lot of girls I'd put in maximum security. What? I've never been friend zoned because I never even had guy friends to begin with. See, that doesn't count. I don't think this counts as friend zoning. I was never friends with him. My teacher said I should ask him out myself and not tell anyone else to do. Yes, I do. That's definitely a much. Um, it comes off much more confident to the other person when you do it yourself. Homeschool, so I was never around guys. Having a crush is way better than the crush itself. There's a ghost outside. Yeah, I like the feeling of having a crush. Okay. For sure. Girly sliding in the DMs. See my message? Please say happy birthday. Happy birthday. At one of my birthday parties, a guy seemed interested in me, I think, because he kept coming up to me to talk and get to know me, but it made him know I wasn't interested because it didn't entertain him. Because I had a crush on a singer. I was a tease. I was in Delulu. Bro, I'm saying, I'm telling you. Should I ask him myself tomorrow? It's Friday, so I won't see him for 2 days. I think if you're ready and you're confident in doing it, you should. It would be much better coming from you. Um, yeah, anyway, I just thought it was kind of funny. It happened to me a lot, actually. Like, back when, like, I was in middle school and high school, um, I never got a lot of, well, I did, I got some attention from, like, other guys, and then the ones that I was interested in or, like, didn't really, like, pay attention to, like, didn't like me back or whatever. Anyways, but then when I, like, got older and even continuing into now, um, like as I get older, a lot of the guys that I did go to school with are now messaging me and trying to like hit me up. I'm like, I mean, thanks, I guess, but like, no. No, thank you. Ah, I had a crush on a K-pop idol, Sunwoo from Hyphen. I was just crazy. Okay, you know what? I think having crushes on like famous people doesn't necessarily count. Uh, as long as you know that it's not like an actual crush, you know? Like as long as you know like where the line is, I think you can have a cute little adorable crush on a celebrity because who doesn't? Who doesn't? I used to have crushes on guys, but they never liked me back, and the guys that I did attract are gay. What? He was a nice guy, I just wasn't interested. That's fair. As you know, and then there's preference, okay? Sometimes we're just not interested. So many cute girls and only one me. Wish I could go with myself. What? At the time, I felt like I needed validation from a man. You know what the strongest thing to do as a woman in today's society? The strongest thing that you can do is to learn that you don't need validation from men. Because it's so true. I think it's like as well, you know, as girls and then as women growing up and whatnot, we are subconsciously taught that we need to um, be validated by men, whether that be like through our looks or through like what we can provide or like personalities. And that's why a lot of girls will like change their personalities when they're trying to get attention. I don't not get attention, but like you know, like if they're like trying to pursue a relationship or they are in a relationship and they like things aren't working out, they'll tend to change themselves, and the man won't do anything, right? It's because we're like subconsciously taught that we need to morph ourselves into whatever like men want from us. So it's just statistically okay. Like that's just how it is. Like that, I'm not saying that you know. Um, that's just kind of how it is. All right. And so the strongest thing I think that we can do as women in our society is just realize that we don't need to be validated by men. Um, at the end of the day, you just need to be validated by yourself, truly. Ah, your friend's on the nice guy. Can I play what? That's debatable because what ladies don't like compliments? That is so true. I mean, yeah, it's nice to get compliments, but I think a lot of people enjoy compliments. I think almost everyone likes getting compliments, right? Oh my god, wait, can I ask the men in chat a question? Will you let me ask a question? I want to know, I'm actually very curious. Hello? Um I'm curious as to what compliments you like to hear as a guy, like as a man. What are some compliments you like to hear and what are some compliments you don't like to hear? Because I heard one, I actually use it. Well, no, but I'm I'm just scared to use it and then have somebody like hate it and just, you know, what happened? I had this all figured out and now it's not working. What compliment was that? Okay, 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 okay. It's so funny because we can almost tell that I'm asking for a specific reason. Um, so I heard that some guys don't like to be called pretty. Is this true? Is this true? Please confirm or not in chat. Why is my hair doing that? And I just want to know if that's like actually true, or if this is just like some guy that like maybe thought that being called pretty was like a feminine term and just didn't want to be called that. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Some guys really don't like that. That's just kind of what I'm wondering. I'm not like trying to say like, oh my god, that's so weird, you don't like being called that. Like, I just want to know. I just want to know. Because I'm thinking about it. I cannot put my glasses back on normally. Um, I'm thinking about it in the sense that like, well, I know I do it a lot when I'm talking about K-pop idols or anything. I call them pretty, okay? I might even say, I don't know if I've ever called like a real life guy pretty, okay? But I feel like I would if I did see somebody in real life that I thought was like a guy that I thought was pretty. I might try to say it, but like if like they don't like that, then like I don't want to say that, you know? Like, is that just okay? Let me when I fix my hair finally, then we can really continue the conversation, okay? This is just the best it's gonna get, I fear. Oh my god. Okay. Do guys like being called cute? Yeah, okay, then there's the other thing is, do you like being called cute? Like, what are some, like, physical appearance compliments that guys like to hear? And then some that you don't like to hear? Like, aka, do you like being called pretty? Or not? Well, K-pop guys are pretty. They're not exactly traditionally masculine. Okay, but, like, it is true. Like, they do just look pretty. But, like, even in real life, like I said, if I did see a guy in real life that I thought was pretty, I might say that too. I'd be like, you're kind of pretty. It's true from the male perspective because it's not man enough more to say better. You look good, very dashing. You look very dashing, very handsome. I literally just called male idols handsome, cute, and adorable and gorgeous. So I should stop calling guys pretty. Is that the case? Do I know what? The bangs are always cute and you're always still fixing them. I swear to God, they get messed up every single time. I'm serious. Also, I had to tell you, you look so pretty today. Like, you're sparkling. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much. I'm gonna be really honest. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I think it's the color. I think it's the color of the shirt. It, like, brings out all of, like, my tones and whatnot. I need to do a color analysis one of these days. Like, next time I go back to Korea, I'm getting the full color analysis. Because I am trying to think about what it possibly could be, and I cannot figure it out. Like, the videos that I watch, they are trying to say I'm like something like winter or something autumn. And I'm like, that doesn't make, I feel like I'm not, though. Well, when I said, you know what, maybe I am. I don't know. Depends on the guy's exposure to close women in their life. Guys around girls more probably wouldn't mind pretty. Interesting. Okay, to be fair also, I won't call a guy pretty if I don't think they're pretty. Okay? Like, how would I say this? It's kind of like looking at 3 different, like, objects that are all aesthetically pleasing to look at, but they don't have the same vibe, you know? Like, I'm thinking, like, something that looks elegant, okay? Something that looks cute, and then something that's pretty. It's kind of in that perspective. Is like a guy could be attractive, but he might not be pretty. So it's like I'm not gonna call it if I think a guy looks attractive, but I don't think he's pretty. I'm not gonna say he's pretty. But sometimes guys look like they're just pretty. Like they're just I don't know. So you know what? Whatever, whatever. If you want the compliment to be more effective, yes, less using the word pretty. Okay. So I stopped saying pretty. I started saying other things. Okay, I got it. I got it. I could see darker oranges on you or earth tones. Really? See, okay, something I do know about my like undertones and like skin color, whatever, is that I cannot really wear too dark of clothes. So like definitely no cool tones. Cool tones actually like wash me out really bad. Nothing cool toned, and then anytime I wear something that's like just dark, it like doesn't look good. But I think it's the same for if I wore like too bright of colors, like neons, they're gonna be like a no. So maybe you're right, like earth tones. I hate to say neutrals. I feel like everyone looks good in neutrals. Like I don't want to just stick to neutrals. Hi, hello. He left the chat. He isn't answering your questions. No. I mean, I get it, but I got close sisters. That's fair. That is so fair. Wait, that guy was back hitting on. Yeah, it was happening in chat. Did you see it? It was happening in chat. He wouldn't compliment your nails or makeup. I'm saying. I'm so saying. I'm saying. Okay, okay. So here's part 2 to my question then is what would I say to a guy if I was trying to compliment his appearance? Like if I thought like this is why I only think of the term pretty. Like he's attractive to me. All right, might not be attractive to other people. He's attractive to me. What do I say? Like what are some terms I can use with said guy to compliment the looks? All right. I don't know. It's just maybe I'll need this in the future, you know? Because I'm going to meet the love of my life tomorrow, remember? Remember, the love of my life is going to appear in front of me tomorrow. So I need to know what to say. I give you a good example. Okay. I think I would compliment the guy's eyes if I found them beautiful or deep. Ooh. Oh, no. No. I don't know how far we're trying to get it. What kind of conversation are we trying to have today? I just want love. I just want love. There they go. Da, da, da. Oh, yeah. I guess that's our topic. Depends on the guy. What vibe is he trying to put off? If he looks outdoorsy, call him handsome or rugged. I don't what if I'm called okay. This is also me though. I think this is because I like where I'm from and the what's the word? What's the word? The like interactions that I have with other people and that other people have with each other around where I live, calling someone rugged is not a compliment. Not a compliment. So I mean, I would hate to say that to somebody and then they'd be like, "Why would you say that?" And I'm like, "Someone said it was a compliment." Kind of built, say he looks strong, smooth, and what? Call him pretty? Yeah, but I can't call him pretty if he's gonna not like that, I think. A compliment I received before that was more effective than saying pretty to me, I put on a great combo color with navy blue Ralph Lauren pants, a hot magenta color dress shirt. What the heck? And a woman walked up to me and said I look amazing in those colors. And that worked. Okay, but that was like something you were wearing. I guess I'm trying to ask, like, what if what if a girl thought you were attractive, like physically, all right? She likes the way that you look, um, like you're just her style and all this stuff. What could she say that you would be like, okay, yeah, respect, you know? Ah, it worked. That's the point. Words are different for each person. You can't pick words that every guy will like because every guy's unique. Okay, see, well, I guess it's not. I guess I'm just trying to ask, like, what are some, like, general ones? Because, I mean, you know, kind of why I asked is, like, I don't think most guys, well, some guys, would like being called pretty, you know? Right? Like, no, because I hate saying the word handsome. It feels cliche. That feels really cliche. I don't know. I don't compliment guys on their appearance. Sorry. It's like you might be pretty to me in my head, but I just can't say that. That was her angle of saying she was attracted to me. I saw through it. What? Okay. Maybe I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. Because if that were me in that situation and I saw somebody who was wearing a good color combo and I would say, you look amazing in those colors, to me, it would be coming off as not a compliment, it would just be an observation. I would just be observing the fact that you look nice in those colors as a person, as an individual. 90% of the time, women want men to walk up to them and say something. This one walked up to me. Oh, initiative. Okay, I'm writing it down because I'm going to meet the love of my life tomorrow, remember? He's going to appear in front of me, so I'm noting it down so that we can ride off into the sunset or whatever. I don't know. I would compliment a guy on something that caught my interest, like his personality, if he's funny, his eyes, his smile, or that he's smart. I never tried, but I feel like I would want to try that. That's true. I think, yeah, if I was lucky enough to know the person I was interested in like that, I would definitely be using those kinds of tactics. My problem though is, like, what if I go somewhere and I see a guy who I'm just like, man, this guy is so okay, hot. This guy is so hot to me. I need to go up to him and say something right now. My first thought though is I'm gonna go up to him and be like, you're okay, well, I guess I'm not gonna say you're really pretty. Okay, you're right. You're right. I don't say that. I don't say that. You're right. For traditional guys, call them smart, strong, helpful, or sweet, and they'll melt. Interesting. Okay. Girl who? I don't know. Like I said, I said it yesterday that the love of my life has 2 days to just pop down in front of me. Well, I didn't give him a timeline. I just said starting 2 days from now, and that was yesterday. So tomorrow, right? The love of my life needs to just appear out of nowhere. It's Soho. No, don't say that. Don't say that, because if Soho doesn't appear in front of me tomorrow, I'm gonna come back and I'm going to. I fear I'm going to sue. I'm gonna sue. You're trying too hard. Genuinely compliment a man with almost any words, and you'll be stuck in his head for months. We don't get that very often. Ooh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I could do that. I could do that. I think my problem is, like, the guys that I'm not attracted to, that I tend to be interested in, um, are like shy, quiet types. So I would hate to go up to him and say something like off-putting, and then it just like ruins everything. Okay, because it's hard. talking to shy and quiet guys is hard, all right? But they still be my favorite, low key. What if he's everything you want, but he's submissive romantically? My perfect. What do you mean submissive romantically? What does that mean? Wait, are you a guy? I thought that was obvious. That's what. Yeah, this is bro. He's a sub. Yeah, but you said submissive romantically. Like, what does that mean to be submissive romantically? Like, you don't mean just like a sub in general? I thought you were a girl. Oh my god. You can't say that. It's Pride Month. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yep. Sub like lets you lead. Like in the relationship? Is that what you're talking? Like, are you talking about like relationship, just everyday activities, or are you talking about like the other, like submissive type? Like, is that what we're talking about? What are we talking about? I was giving off girly vibes. Yeah, you're one of the girls now. You're one of the girls. Submissive in a relationship? My perfect. Wait. Wait, that's a hard question. That's a hard question. Oh, yeah, but he's like my soulmate. He's in my soulmate, or he's in my soulmate. He's my soulmate, is what you're trying to say. I hate to say, I don't think that would be my soulmate. I Even if he was like the ideal person for me, if he was too like submissive, like if I was like the dominant one in a relationship, I would not like it. I wouldn't like it because I think I naturally attract I don't want to say submissive people, but people who like are used to being like led through things. Like in general, okay, this doesn't just apply to like romantic relationships, but even like with friends and stuff that I've had over the years, a lot of them have been people who like sort of need other people to take charge to do things. And I think I attract those people because I'm not only am I the oldest child, I'm an oldest daughter. Okay? So like I have spent my entire life, right? Like being the oldest sibling. And like if anyone knows anything about oldest siblings, it's like you just kind of naturally like I don't know if you're born a leader or you're just kind of you become like a leader type because you're the oldest sibling. And so like I naturally have like these like very like strong like tendencies when it comes to like leading and kind of being at the front and whatnot. And I don't mind it that much, but when it comes to like a romantic relationship, I would hate to be with somebody um where we like have that kind of dynamic because it would make me feel like they're like just a friend, or even worse, it would make me feel like I'm taking care of my sibling. And like I don't want that kind of vibe or dynamic in a relationship because that's not what this is. It's like if I wanted to be just friends with you, we would be just friends. But we're not. And so I think even if he was like my ideal person, like 100%, but had this trait, I hate to say I don't think I could do it. Um because ideally I would want somebody who not is either like on the same level as me or even just a little bit more of like just a little bit more of a dominant person as well. Sorry. Taking notes. I'm new, easy misunderstanding, especially when I forget to remove my French tips before typing. Oh god. I want and need a leader type guy, someone I can lean on with anything and be there with me through thick and thin and be supportive. Period. She's not a I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm the oldest sibling to have only one sister. So yeah, see, you get it. It's like we're an oldest child syndrome. Oldest daughter syndrome at that. That's crazy. Nobody else was hoping for that. Oh god. You must quarrel over what's for dinner or who gets the last piece of cake. You mean like with my siblings? Because I do that. It's just because I have oldest child syndrome. It's like I usually, how would I say this? There's like pros and cons to being the oldest child. It's like, even though you do tend to get first preference, it's like because you're an oldest sibling, you tend to give that preference away to your other siblings. So then it seems like they're always getting what they want. But it's like, you only have that because I let you have that. Aww. I'm always having to watch out for her and be the careful one. She's the reckless one. Yep, yeah, that's me and my sister as well. That's me and my sister. Yeah, it's so true. So true. See, I don't know though. Like, what do you mean he's like my perfect? I'm trying to think. To me, so like for my ideal, oh my god, about ideal partners today, everyone drop your I ideal partner. I was gonna say ideal relationship, but no. What does your ideal partner look like? Okay, and like how much goes into who your ideal partner is? Like, do we like looks more? Do we like personality more? Is it like 50-50? Are they kind of even, sort of? Everyone drop drop your ideal partner right now. I kind of did. I know, see, at this point, I probably could just piece together everything everyone's ever said and then build everyone's ideal type. I think that would be crazy. But I probably could. Yeah, I don't, sometimes it's like, it's nice to think about. It's like, who would be the ideal person for me? But something I've also learned is that a lot of people don't end up like being with somebody who like fits into their ideal like type. Like a lot of people have said, I've seen a lot of people say this. Um that they like have an ideal type and then they usually don't ever date anyone who like is like that. I want to see what you come up with. Okay, well, we just established. Oh. You need a leader type. Well, okay, no wait, ideal type. Well, I'm thinking, should I build one off of looks? um wait. Wait, I think I have an idea based off of looks, just based off of the biases that I know that you have. A look that you like to go for is somebody that looks they have a very strong look to them, but like on the other hand, they're like the complete opposite. Like they're just not what you would expect them to act like based on what they look like. Am I right or am I wrong? Someone who is kind and forgiving, that's basically the only deal breaker. Looks are a plus, but they're gonna fade. Adventures would be nice, like spontaneous adventure type. Wait. Wait, that is so true. That is so true. Kind and forgiving. I actually like that. I like that term. Forgiving. I feel like a lot of people don't mention that when talking about ideal types. They're always like, someone who's kind. Or not decline. I mean, like, I meant like someone who's like nice, or someone who's like smart, or someone who's funny. You know, like they always do very vague kind of topics. But I like when they, we're talking about things like forgiving. Like, I like that term. OMG, yes. Like, I am a Monster X. Looks intimidating, but he's actually a softie. So I was right. Right behind you, all on that wall. What do you mean? My ideal type? No! No. Okay. The yawns are back. I know I stopped talking too long. So now the yawn's back. I'm gonna be really, really honest with you since it's just us here, right? It's just us and the close homies. There. How do I want to word this? I used to have an ideal type in One Us. Like, somebody in One Us used to be my ideal type. Okay. Like, and I want to say probably years ago. I would almost say looks wise, just looks wise, because personality, I didn't like his personality. That there was somebody else's personality I liked more that fit more like closer to my ideal type. But looks wise, there was somebody that I had somebody in this group that was fairly close to like what I like physically. Like the whole appearance. Okay. So I will say that maybe it is behind me. Not sure. What's up? Hi. You look a little extra fresh tonight. Me? Thank you. Thank you so much. A guy who's funny, supportive, sweet, kind, and respectful, and thoughtful, and will be there for me through anything, and will basically be my. Ooh, and I'll be his too. And handsome too. True. That is what you can't leave that out. That's interesting. So in like your dynamic, you would prefer to be kind of, I hate using those words, but it's like true. The like not dominant one. Like you would prefer the other guy to be the other guy? What? You would prefer him to be kind of the more like take charge sort of person, which you just mentioned actually. So just ignore what I said. Did you give the your bus up? That's what I know. Jesus, sorry. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. Well, since everyone's sharing our ideal types, honestly, my ideal type, I am a little picky about looks, just a little. Okay. I think looks for me play maybe 30% into what I look for in someone else, but personality is a big thing for me because I want somebody who's interesting. All right, and that's vague, but kind of what I mean is like somebody who it almost feels like how do I want to say, like every day is just something different with them. I think is like my ideal type of personality. Um is yeah, somebody who is just interesting. Um I do kind I do like this, but just in people in general. I like even when I make friends and whatnot is um what's the word I want to use? I almost want to say creative types, but kind of like creative in conversation. It's somebody like I can have a conversation with and like we just bounce back and forth like all the time. And so now it's like we started talking about why leaves are green, and then we ended on why school buses are rectangles. Like, like kind of like I like those kinds of conversations, but just with anyone in general. So I'll definitely step up if I have to. Won't let him boss me around. Yeah, period. Period. Just a little on looks. None of you are picking toads. I'm saying it. I think we all deserve to be a little picky on looks, okay? I'm boring. This coffee together isn't gonna happen, is it? What? No. Well, see, that's also what I'm, because the other crazy, like, what's the word? What contradictory thing is that I like shy and quiet guys. But, all right, there's another end to this, is that I think I like when they're shy and quiet from the outside. But um my favorite thing is like when you start talking to like these certain, it's like certain shy quiet guys. It's like they're quiet just kind of in general and in like big groups, but when you start talking to them one on one, it's like they start yapping. But it's not that they're yapping about nothing. It's like they usually like start yapping about like the most insane thing you've ever heard. Like they're the ones trying to ask why are school buses shaped like rectangles? And you're like, you were hiding this the whole time. Like I saw you standing over there not saying anything for the last hour and a half, and yet you were like wondering this whole time why a school bus is shaped like that. What the heck? But like those are like my favorite. I like those. I'm definitely hot-headed and short-tempered, so the guys definitely won't boss me around. Yeah, the other thing is to not let people just walk all over you. We don't do that. Don't do that. Legit went on a date with a girl beginning of the year and she called me a yapper afterward. Definitely try to use that word as a compliment. No, being a yapper is not a compliment, I think. Because even I hate when people call me that, even though like I know it's true. I know I love to talk. I think when other people call me a yapper, it feels kind of negative. It almost feels, it's like, yeah, you're a yapper, and it's like, oh, like, are you trying to say I talk too much? Like, do you want me to shut up? You know, think if they wanted to say that, oh, you just talk a lot, just say like, yeah, you just like to like, I don't know how you say that in a nice way, but you can, I think. What Latina doesn't have high temper? True. I love talkative guys, especially about something interesting and fun and smart. Same. I love, even in general though, I love when people um all these words I want to use almost don't sound right. They like nerd out on certain things. I love those people because I think I also like when people like have deep interests of their own and things that they like truly care about and like are passionate about. I love when people just like talk about things that they like. I'm like, yeah, I'll sit here and listen to you all day. Like, go ahead and talk. Ready. Um, I thought the conversation was flowing and she talked a lot too because I was enjoying listening, but I guess she thought I was more stoic because I don't blab in groups. What? Oh my gosh. Jesus. I should plug my phone in. Ah! Sorry. Yeah, that's crazy to call someone a yapper like that. That's horrible. Punch myself in the face. She thought I was gonna be more reserved because she only saw me in groups before. Oh. Like she thought that you were shy and quiet, and then that almost sounds like she wanted you to be shy and quiet. Because I think if I was in that situation, but like it actually was somebody who was just naturally shy and quiet, I wouldn't like the conversation either. Um, like I specifically want those people that like they're a bit introverted and reserved in like a normal setting, but then when you start talking to them like one on one, they're different. I wouldn't say yapper, just someone with a lot to say. Better than boring. That's true. Yeah, people who like talk a lot just have a lot to say. There's a lot going on in their mind. I try not to yawn. I try not to. I pick my words carefully in groups and like to make my conversation matter. I get more chatty when I relax with someone personally, though. See, yeah. I think those are nice, though. I think it just depends. It definitely depends on the person. Now, well, okay, no, I can't say that. I guess it does just depend on the person, but for me personally, those are just the kind of people that I like. Are people with just lots to say. Like, even now, I feel like I'm talking too much. What? No. I don't know why. I'm like yawning all over again. Honestly, you're not talking too much. I promise you, you're not. Kind of scared to talk first to a guy IRL. And unless I feel confident and comfortable enough, I might not talk first, so you may have to talk to me first. Oh, you're right. Like, you have to be approached. That's fair, though. That's fair. No, because there will be a guy, okay, who just will see you and just absolutely be like, I have to talk to her, and he'll come up to you and he'll talk to you. It's true. It's happened. Apparently it's bedtime with those yawns. It's only 11:15. Okay, I went to bed later than this last night. Sorry. Sorry. Anyway, so like the title says, I just want love. I just want love. There they go. Inside of head, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just want love. Exactly what I said like 20 minutes ago. 90% of women want men to what? Oh, talk first. Say. Sorry, you're not streaming again until next week. Yes. So I most likely, I don't know if I'll stream. Sorry. Jesus Christ, I'm not that tired. I don't know if I'll stream Monday. I'll be honest. I might not. We'll just see how I feel. But if I don't stream Monday, I'll stream Tuesday. Yeah. Unfortunately. When someone gets me to talk and I find common interest, I won't stop talking. I'm saying those are the best kinds of people though. Sing it? Yeah. Because today's whole stream is about I just want love. I just want love. I gotta learn the lyrics. Let me go look up the lyrics. Hold on. No. Oh my god, I almost leaked all of my flight information. That's crazy. Girl, what? Ah, okay. Let me see what the lyrics are. Okay. Rewind it, unmute this. Oh! Here, I was singing the whole thing wrong. Oh! I didn't know that was a lyric. I just wanna 듣고 싶어 꿈꾸던 사랑의 모양. Oh yeah. I just wanna love. 넌 안고 싶어. Okay, I know the lyrics now. I know the lyrics. Yep, true. Sing it, keonhee. So true. That is so true. I think I can mentally convince myself not to yawn. No. Move those hands. Yeah, me at the concert like this. No, actually, when he sang this at the concert, I was just sitting there like this. I was like, wow. But only because, like, it was the first time I was hearing these songs, so I was like, I have to take it in. Is your name Taylor? No, my name's Miranda, remember? You know me. Other times she's Miranda. Yeah, I'm Miranda. What are you talking about? I have like 2 fake names now. No, okay. I'm not gonna yawn. I'm not gonna yawn. No. No. I do have a fake name that I want to use in public more often. But this, okay, so this is kind of why we got onto the whole conversation of like trying to think of a fake name. Because I have a name picked that I want to use when I don't want to give my real name. Except, all right, I came up with this concept because I saw a lot of other like women do it when like a guy talks to them and they don't want to like give out their info to this guy because they're not interested. They'll give fake names. Or like if you go get coffee, you put your name on something, you just give a fake name just for fun, whatever. I had this like small era, which still confuses me now because this was 3 years ago, where I used to go out with friends pretty regularly, okay, to like downtown, the bars and whatnot, okay. And I hate to say because it was kind of strange. I used to get hit on fairly often when we would go out. And I had this one specific incident happen where I did not want to give this guy my number or like tell him my name or anything, but it felt like he would not leave me alone unless I did. So this was kind of an instance where I wanted to give just a different name and a different number, but he also like fact checked my number in front of me. I was like, oh my god, now this random guy has my number. I'm like, what do I do? And so I didn't like, it was kind of like, I wish I would have just gave him a different name and like at least he would only have my number and not my name. And so after that, I was like, I need to come up with a fake name so that when we do this happen, if this happens again, that I have a different name to give. I even thought about getting a text app number to give out so that like I didn't have to give out my own number, you know? And so after that I decided I'm gonna come up with a fake name, except then I stopped going out as frequently, but now every time I do go out, nobody hits on me. Or nobody's hitting on me the same way they were 2-3 years ago. So now I'm like, that's great for me. I don't have to like be in any of these like weird situations. But also now I don't have anyone to be using my fake name with. So now what? I will say I think I'm more of a listener than a talker, but if I have something to say in the conversation, I will say it. 100% would have never guessed Taylor. What? You do not look like a Taylor? I don't... It's because I look like a Miranda, right? No, I don't look like a Miranda. I don't think I do. I have multiple fake names. Well, now I have 2, so I think I need to get on the grind here. Wait, you're talking about getting hit on frequently, but last stream you said guys won't come up to you. I knew you were. No, so this is why I said it's confusing, because I personally think I look a lot better now at this point in my life than I did 2 to 3 years ago. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? I I hate to say, I personally think I should be getting hit on the way I was back then, right now, because I look a little better than I did back then. But why was it when I was like not that pretty or whatever, I was getting hit on, but now that I think I'm like 10% more pretty or something, 5%, that like it's not happening anymore. So now what? Well, the guys that catch on don't like getting fooled. I think that's why. So like that situation that I had, um I was trying not to give him my number, but I could tell he was like kind of adamant about it. And it was a weird situation for me to be in, because I was in a place where I could not leave um if he didn't let me. So I was like, okay, well, in order for me to feel like I can leave, I have to give this guy my info. And so I did. But I wish I would have just gave like a fake name instead of all of my real info. Ah. You are slaying, girl. Thank you. What? I would agree based on now, but I also don't know what you look like before. You know what? Okay. I don't know. I mean, if it's just us, it's the close homies, right? It's us and the close homies. I have a lot of photos on my Instagram. So, I mean, if you truly wanted to lurk, okay, you could see, probably. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I like the way that I look now and didn't like the way I looked back then. But maybe it's the opposite for everyone. They're like, you look so much cooler back then. I'm like, okay, well. That's not a safe dude. A guy who realizes you don't want to give info and forces you to is an automatic red flag. Yeah, see, I knew, because I thought it was a chill conversation up until he started trying to get my info. Then it seemed like it was like he would not let me go until I gave my info. Now I'm not necessarily afraid of most guys, because I'm slightly built like one. Just slightly, okay? And kind of what I mean is like okay. That's really all I can say, because I forgot how many people I have to keep my 5'4.5" agenda, but I'm slightly built like most guys as well. So I do think in like most circumstances, if it were to come down to something like that's insane and crazy like that, I would be able to defend myself, okay? Because I don't know, the same. My problem though is like meeting guys who are maybe just a little bit like stronger than me, or taller, I think is where my issue would be. Okay, yeah. Digital hermits? Oh my gosh. You're gonna have to explain, because you're absolutely opposite of a dude from this perspective. Okay, no. There's only one thing about me that's built like a dude. But I'm on my 5'4.5" agenda, so I guess I can't give specifics. And I mean, I'm not like, what am I trying to say? I'm also not skinny. All right. I mean, like, I have a little bit of muscle. I would say. So if I had to fight off a dude that was like the same height as me and the same build, I would be able to. I would for sure be able to. Okay. Like I'm not like a fragile girl. Of course not. YouTube and Weavers? Wait, really? You don't have any other social media? YouTube and I have Pinterest? I love Pinterest. I go there for all my ideas. I have Pinterest too, but I don't talk to people on it. I only use it for photos. Oh my god, Pinterest gang. Isn't the tactic simple? If, when things go south, women just block those guys every which way. Unless it's a stalker, different topic. You mean like online? Oh my god. Okay, wait, can I... Let me share one of my crazier stories, because this was insane to me. It was a little scary, but at the same time, I was like, what is this guy gonna do? Um, hey, hi. I have no power. What happened? No, what happened? Um, so this actually I think was five. No, it's 2021, 2, 3. It was 3.5 years ago. I went on a trip. I went to the Mall of America with 2 of my friends because we all lived together. We went to the Mall of America. We actually went to Minneapolis for like a weekend trip just to kind of do things. And we went to the Mall of America and like we were just like walking around shopping. I think we had just come out of the aquarium and we're walking down an escalator and we like get off of the escalator and start walking down one of like the we were on the first floor, so we just kind of like walking by some stores. Some guy, he like runs up behind me, okay, and he like taps me on the shoulder. It was gentle, okay, I don't know why I'm making it. He like taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and I immediately thought I dropped something. I was like, oh no, and I started thinking about what I could have dropped. I was like, it has to be my wallet, it has to be my phone. Something fell off in my bag, and he like picked it up, and it's like, at least what a good Samaritan. He's picking up my things and giving them back. You know, what a good guy. And anyway, so I turn around and I look at this guy and he just stares at me for like a few seconds. Okay, this sounds creepy, but it's not creepy. It was kind of like that moment of like, you know, when you like look at somebody and then like you can tell like all the thoughts have left their brain. They don't know what to say. And so he's like looking at me and he kind of just like, you can see this like blank look on his face. And I was like, and I said, yes. Because he tapped me on the shoulder. I was like, what? Like, I probably dropped something. Can you just give it back? Um, Anyways, he immediately was like, he's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that I was like, I saw you on the escalator or whatever. And he's like, and I just thought that you were really pretty. And now this was weird to me because apparently he was standing behind me on the escalator. Well, no, because he was upfront about it. He was upfront. He was like, honestly, I only saw you from like behind you because I was behind you. He's like, but I really, really liked, and he didn't say it out loud, but he alluded to like, he's like, he liked the way that I looked, like physically, like, you know, shape wise. I don't know. And he didn't say it out loud, but he like made, you know, he could tell that that's what he was saying. And I was like, oh, I was like, thanks. And then he said, but then you turned around and I realized like you're beautiful too. And I was like, thanks. Anyway, so he ended up asking for my number. And so I was like, okay, because like he wasn't a bad looking guy either. Like, you know, I thought he was pretty, he was attractive. And you know, so I was like, all right, yeah. So I give him my number, tell him my name. He's like, okay, well, I'll text you later. And he's like, nice to meet you or something. I don't know. I was like, yeah. I was like, wow, strange. Anyways, so some time goes by. We like start texting the rest of that weekend, just here and there. Because he lived in Minneapolis, but I didn't. And so I'm like, you know, like, oh yeah, like I'm just leaving after the weekend, whatever. I think it might have been like a month or something. I don't know. Some time had passed and we're still talking, but I realized very quickly that he's a little weird. Um, we went around Christmas because I remember we had only been talking for 2 weeks and he was like, "Hey, I got you a Christmas gift." And I was like, "What? Why?" And then he's like, "Well, because I want to give you a gift." I was like, "We've been talking for 2 weeks. I don't really even know you still. Like, why did you give me a gift?" He was trying to get me to drive back to Minneapolis to go get my gift. I was like, "What? No, just mail it to me if you have to. Like, if it's that deep. I don't like this is insane." And so I'm like, "Okay, that's weird. I don't need that gift, but it's okay." And I kind of learned that he was actually just trying to get me to go back to Minneapolis to see him. I was like, "First of all, I don't even know who you are still. I'm not driving that many hours to go see some guy I don't know. You're weird." And so like everything about like the where conversations were going, I just realized I wasn't really interested in talking to him anymore. So I started trying to cut him off. I was like, "This isn't working. Like maybe like I don't want to continue this, whatever." Um, that didn't sit right with him, so I had to ghost him. Okay, I had to just cut off all the contact. Now, what I didn't think he was going to do, okay, was spam call me 100 times in a row on my phone number because I didn't think he was this type of guy, okay? And so I'm sitting there on my phone. We hadn't talked in like 2 days because I'm like, I just don't want to talk to this guy anymore. We hadn't talked in 2 days, and all of a sudden, he starts calling me repeatedly. It's to the point where he would call and then hang up, and then call and then hang up, but over and over and over. And I couldn't do anything on my phone because I had to watch him, you know, had to watch the call come in and then be canceled and all that stuff. And so I'm sitting like in the living room with one of my friends of our house, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Oh my God, look." And I show her because my friends were there when he like came up to me and approached me. And so I'm like, "Oh my God, look, it's that guy from the mall. He's like calling me, and I'm showing her kind of what's going on my phone. And she's like, "Oh my God, that's crazy." And I'm like, I'm gonna block him. And so I did. I like found time in between these phone calls to like block his number. So I blocked his number. I'm like, "This guy's a psycho. He's a psycho." Good thing I decided I didn't want to, continue anything. Now, I'm thinking everything's over. His number's blocked. Will not talk to him ever again. All of a sudden, I'm on my phone scrolling through and I start getting calls from him on WhatsApp. I'm like, "What? I forgot I had WhatsApp." I totally forgot I had this app, and now he's spam calling me on WhatsApp. I'm like, "That's spooky." That's so spooky that he had to go to a different app to spam call me. And so I'm like, "Okay, he's a psycho." So I block his number on WhatsApp. Um, and then, strangely enough, he finds me on Facebook. I'm scared because I didn't tell him my last name or anything. I told him my first name. Um, so I'm not sure how he typed into Facebook to find my profile, but I have a setting where, like on my Facebook, where if we're not friends on Facebook, if they send me one message, they can't send another one until I accept it. I think that's how that works. So he did send me a message, but then like couldn't do anything after that because I didn't add him back, duh, and I didn't accept his message request, and so that was kind of the end of that. But I was spooked. I was really spooked because I didn't tell him my name like that. And he like added me on Facebook. I was scared, brother. Bro, okay, wait. I missed all of these comments. I'm so sorry. Um, Blocking online through smartphones, true. He called while I was crying and comforted me and was being so sweet that I low-key forgot about talking to him about being uncomfortable. You know what? It's okay. I think as long as you just bring it up at some point. The man enjoys some cake. I mean, I feel like a lot of men do, right? Like you can't hate on men for being attracted to somebody physically. That's just how men are, right? I get you. He liked what he saw. Yeah. That's literally a dream in a way because I never had that experience, but I think I would find it odd. It was just weird because, like, I think he was the only one who was very upfront about being attracted to me physically. Now, a lot of guys who are like attracted to me physically will try to not say that you know, they'll try to be like, oh, I think you're really, they'll always say, you're really beautiful and all this stuff. And I'm like, but you're talking about the way that I look, right? And not because you think I'm, I don't know. But it was just, you know, because he said it so straightforward. I was like, oh, okay, like, respect that you can say it like that. Um, but then he also hung up randomly. Nothing said, no message after. No. She's from Argentina. Thank you. Dude was trying to hit for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I think trying to act like he wasn't afterwards was like strange. That's wild. How are people not afraid of restraining orders for that stuff? I thought it, see, that was my first experience with that. Luckily, it's been my only experience with that so far. But it was crazy. I was like, what? Figure right, blocked him every which way. I did. I did. I think I also blocked him on Facebook. I like went through so that he couldn't like look at my profile or anything, just in case. The male perspective, they like what they see or not. That's true. I very heavily believe in it's not even a saying, I think it's like an actual true statement that a guy will know if he likes you from the moment he sees you. Like, even if he's like not, if you don't know each other, but like he sees you for like the first time, like in his mind, he'll know if like he'll, is that what I'm trying to say? He'll like you even? No. Basically, like they know right away. So like women, it's like we take a while to know if we like somebody because we're always like kind of feeling out the vibe. Um, I think we're definitely more like personality people. Like we like to see, like we develop our feelings over time. Guys, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure it's like you'll know from like day one almost. And so I think if, I don't know how you could find that out without like scaring the guy into saying that, oh yeah, no, I did like you from day one. What are you talking about? If you could find that out somehow. uh, I get it's more like important in relationships where you're like trying to convince somebody to like you because chances are they probably didn't like you from day one. You know? So I learned. I didn't think about that. He always only talks about my appearance usually. Was it a red flag? He said he liked me the first night we met. No, that's not a red flag. Like I just said, that's actually like one of the best things. It's not something girls like to hear, but it's something that I think it's nice to know. Because then at least you know that he actually is sort of into you. At least. I think girls would be more scared if guys said that outright. I think most would. I'm the type of person though, I like um I I like words. And so I love when people just say things like just not bluntly but just directly. Um like they say it as they mean instead of trying to like word it in like a soft way or like a nice way or whatever. It's like you don't even have to be nice about it if you don't want to. Like if like I just want people to say things just very directly. I don't want to say straightforward though cuz I don't like blunt people because I do think that sometimes there are things that we don't need to say out loud. And those are usually blunt people. They'll be like, "Well, I'm just blunt." And it's like, "Well, you didn't like you can say things sometimes and sometimes you don't have to say things." We'll say the short men slash us. We like what we see. It's the push for the next step. We're doing what? Doing it right, growing with that person, not using them. True. I like words. I'm the type of person where I do prefer, that's kind of why in that situation when he came up to me and just immediately was like, "Oh, I just liked the way that you looked." I was like, "Okay." And like it didn't make me feel weird because like he just said it straight out, just entirely, you know? Now, the time that it does bother me, like when it does bother me, is when they try to sugarcoat it and they're trying to be like, um, they're trying to act like they, you know, aren't trying to say that. They're trying to just go around it entirely. I'm like, you can just say it out loud and I don't care. Um, but I know a lot of women don't like that kind of straightforwardness. So I get it. I honestly hate when he calls me hot. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, I get you. Okay? I get you so much. All right? Not to re-bring up the situationship topic I was talking about, but this is an issue I had with my situationship. Is that he used to say things about things he used to say things like that to me about me all of the time. And it made me feel so um what's the word? What's the word I'm trying to use? It's like I wanted him to like me for my personality and like for who I was as a person and not from what I looked like. But it always only felt like he liked me just because of what I look like. And it made me kind of sad at the end of the day because I felt like the only way I would get him to just stick around was if I kind of fed into that, like what he liked about me. I don't know. And so it was, I totally get what you mean because I did, like, over time, as the longer that we talked, I hated every single time that he would mention anything about my appearance other than like when he would call me like pretty and when he would call me like he would say things about like my visual appearance like this and not anything else because it made me like I just didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I've never been called that, so I don't know how I would feel. No, you know what? It's like a curse more than it's a blessing, I would say. I like when he says cute, pretty, but I hate hot and other words. Oh my god, we're the same. I totally get you. So true. I'm saying. Hot is reserved for later. Hot in the beginning of the relationship just sounds like a shallow attraction. Yes. Bro, your hair's always on point. Thank you. I'm so glad you think that because I've been struggling with it this whole time. I'm like, man. Oh my god, I didn't realize I. I'll be so honest. I thought I was gonna end the stream at 11:30. Can you imagine? It's 11:45. Okay, I'll do 15 more minutes of stream for today. Cute and pretty would definitely be high on the list of approval. Yes. See, I enjoy being called cute and pretty. And I guess I like beautiful sometimes, but like I have to feel like it's coming from like an actual place of endearment and not just because it's a word you use to describe a girl. I don't know. Uh, but like I personally absolutely love when people call me pretty. I love that compliment. It's um but I think I like that compliment a lot because um not to get deep and personal with everyone, okay? But I used to struggle a lot with my self-esteem and like my self-image and all I ever wanted to be was just pretty. Like I just wanted to be pretty to like some people and that's it. And I never used to well, I used to get that compliment sometimes, but because I was so deep in like my insecurities, I think I just never believed them. I thought they were just saying it for fun. Um or just to say it because they had to. And anyways, so the last like few years of my life and whatnot, I've gotten past a lot of my insecurities and I'm learning to love myself, okay? And so I've learned also that when people call me pretty, it's also cuz like I don't know, I don't hear it as often. Um which I consider a good thing because I think if I was hearing it too often, I would think people are just saying it just to say it. But I hear it like so um I don't not so rarely, but just like here and there to where like when somebody does call me pretty, it does actually make me think that like, oh wow, I must actually be pretty right now. And so like it makes me feel even better. Like, wow, the fact that they said out loud to my face that I'm pretty, I'm like, oh my gosh, thanks. So like that's like my favorite compliment. I love that compliment. I'm supposed to be working on homework too. You're distracting me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Don't worry, 10 more minutes. Girl, we're the same. We're on the same wavelength. Definitely want a genuine and sincere guy. Hate liars. True. I get the compliment all the time, but honestly, I hate it at this point because I feel like all people see of me is pretty. Oh, really? So you think it's more like a superficial compliment, right? That's fair. TBH, I don't think I'm that pretty. Not to get deep, but I have and still deal with acne all my life. So I have imperfections on my skin, so it makes me feel insecure, but I don't know, I guess I'm pretty on some level. You know what? Like it's okay to have some insecurities. I think I honestly would say it's probably like a lifetime struggle. Like in like self image insecurities because when you think about it, it's like we are the only people that we have to spend the rest of our life with, you know? And like we've spent our entire life with ourselves up until now, and we will spend the rest of our lives with ourselves. And so naturally, because we're seeing so much of ourselves all the time, we see all of these like very detailed things. And so I would say like it's okay to have insecurities because like again, I feel like it's almost not natural, not uh, unnatural to not have insecurities. Um, but I do think it's important to also realize that you do have strengths and that there are like good things about you physically as well. Okay, and so I feel like that's maybe like a good place to be right now. Obviously, I think maybe getting to like a more of a confident level to like know that like most of the days you are pretty and sometimes we just have our bad days and sometimes we just don't feel pretty. That's okay. I feel like your personality is super sweet and it makes your physical beauty even more noticeable. Me? Really? You know what? Thank you so much. I mean, honestly, I do feel pretty, but when people say it, it just feels like that's all I am. Not to sound too confident though, because I'm not. No, I get that. I get that because that's also a struggle too. Because it makes you feel like you're like nobody's seeing you on a personal level and they're only seeing you on the outside. So I get that. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for that. I needed that. You're like an older sister. I'm telling you, I am an oldest daughter with two younger siblings. Well, I have actually more younger siblings, but yep, you're right. Some days I just don't feel pretty. I'm saying, I think we all have those days. Everybody has those days. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Hannah Montana's like stuck in my head. It's so bad. Thank you for understanding. Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. One, two, three. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. You're better than my older sisters? No offense to my lovely sisters. What? You know what? Okay, how personal am I trying to get in chat today? I don't know if I'm trying to get that personal. But I will say an issue I think that I've had for a lot of my life is because I'm the oldest child and the oldest daughter. is that it's a sign, it's a slight sign of hyper independence. Okay, I will say this, hyper independence is not a good thing. But one thing I have learned kind of throughout my life is that like I can really only rely like on myself for certain things. Um because there's just things that I won't talk to my siblings about because they're younger than I am. It's like, you know, it's just an internal thing that I have that like I can't inconvenience them with anything that I am dealing with. And so kind of because of that, I've tried to pick up a lot of things kind of throughout my life, and like I still continue to. And so a lot of the things that I'm saying are things that I've learned over the last, definitely over the last like few years, but just kind of up till now. And they're just things that I think I wish I would have known either sooner, or things that I wish people would have told me. And so now I learn them so that I can tell other people in case, you know, maybe they're like in the same situation. So that's why some of my advice probably sounds crazy and insane. All right. I'm sorry. Don't we need that chance to know you on that personal level? We're all friends here. We're all friends here. Honestly, since I'm the oldest, I wish I had an older sister or brother. Me too. Sometimes I look at people who do have older siblings and I'm just like, man, like I have, okay, so technically I have an older sibling. I have an older sister. Um, but we're half siblings, like we have the same dad, but not the same mom. And she's 8 years older than me. And she lived with her mom most of her life. So I didn't grow up around her, which is kind of why I consider myself an oldest child. Because even though I have an older sister, like by blood and whatever, like she wasn't in like my life most of the time. Like it was kind of like she would visit here and there and then kind of go back, you know. And so it's kind of like I do have an older sister, but like we just don't have a relationship to where like I can confide in her like an older sister. And so like technically I also kind of wish I had a dynamic like that. Back to fixing the bangs all the way part. I'm telling you, that was a very older sibling thing to say. I'm saying I'm the oldest sibling, so like, so we know slash see more than just pretty. Oh, for me, to know that I actually have some depth to my personality, and that I don't exist with just 3 brain cells all the time. I have no younger siblings, but my siblings are so much older, so I became an aunt at 7 and got close to my nephews, so I never had someone my age until sooner. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, sometimes there's dynamics like that as well. Man, this is personal, but I hate how I have to be seen as the most mature and responsible one just because I'm the oldest. Like that's where my insecurity of lacking comes from. You know what? Same. Same. And I realized um it's something that's been bothering me like lately. Not to get deep and personal again, but like I would say over the last year, is that I noticed, because I think of the way that people see me and maybe the way that I come off, is everyone kind of just expects me to fix things on my own. And it's sad because I see everyone else kind of get um, like support and assistance from other people outside of themselves, but it seems like when it comes to me, everyone kind of expects me to do it myself, and like I don't get the same treatment. And it's something that I've been kind of struggling with slash trying to work through uh, over the last, especially over the winter time. Um, but I would say maybe over the last year. It's like I'm trying to just figure out like how to navigate that aspect because it doesn't feel like even though like I've talked about it, it doesn't feel like um I would I don't know. I don't it's just it's something I'm dealing with at the moment because but I get that. I totally get that. Cuz the talk before was guys only seeing only pretty, need that chance to know more past the pretty. That's true. Finding out someone has personality past the fact that they're just beautiful to look at, I think that's the greatest thing ever. We're getting too deep. Gonna have to bring out the. I know this is what happens when we have late night talks. Okay, but now I have a situationship I couldn't even explain in words. Take me back to my nephew days. And doesn't it suck getting old? Like now we're in these like crazy, goofy situations, and it's like, why? It's unfair, TBH. It really is. I that's something I like struggled with the most. Is just how unfair it felt to me to see everyone kind of be able to rely on somebody else, like anybody else, and then when it came to me, it felt like I had nobody around me. You know? Like even like if I did try to reach out to somebody, like they wouldn't want to be there. And not because like they don't want to, but I think it's because they have this mindset. They're like, well, you usually like get through it on your own. Um, or like I've seen you like, you know, you're always like good at figuring things out by yourself, so like you should be fine. But it's like even if I am, sometimes, just sometimes I would like to have somebody in my corner as well, okay? Like that's interesting. I've been realizing this year just how much I need to assume control and not try to lean on other people for direction and guidance. Almost backwards from that. Yeah, there's always two sides to the same coin. Um and yeah, so there's like the side where like to try to learn independence and to be on your own, and then there's the other side where it's like people just like they're just they see you as independent, so they like don't really offer to be there. Is that what I don't know. I'm just expected to be perfect sometimes. I also think it's probably in my head. I feel the same. I absolutely feel the same as well. I feel like I am on a higher pedestal than most people around me, just based on what is it based on? Like my maybe my family dynamics and just how maybe I'm presenting myself is that everyone kind of puts me here and you know just naturally, and so I always feel like I have to stay here in order for to like not disappoint people, and it's hard, it's pressure, you know. Good night, bestie. You gotta get good rest tonight. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. Thank you so much. We know you're not perfect, Lauren. We're cool with you. You know what? We're all good friends here. Okay, we're all good friends. Hi, hello. Older sister struggles. So true. Hashtag older sister struggles. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess before we get too deep into conversation here, I did say I was going to end the stream in 15 minutes, and unfortunately it's been 15 minutes. Now I feel like I say this every single time. I did not think I was going to stream this long today, but like our conversations were good today. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them a lot. I also don't mind the long stream because like I said, I'm not going to be back until next week. So I definitely don't mind the long stream at all. We'll trauma dump anytime in the friends chat. Oh, thank you so much. We know you're real and don't expect perfection. Thanks. Thank you so much. Yeah, what a nice community we have. What a nice friend group we have. yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and for all of the great and amazing conversation. Um, so like I mentioned, I don't know if I'll be live Monday. I'll try to be, but if I'm not, I will be live Tuesday. So, um, because of that, I hope you guys have a good weekend. Okay, have a good, fun, safe weekend. Um, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. You have some good sleeps. Hope you have a good day tomorrow, or if you're having a good day right now. Um, and I will see you all next week in a long 5 days. But yeah, bye everyone. Thanks for hanging out today. I'll see you all next week.